Today, we'll talk about creating a schedule in FlexiProject. I click on New Project and add a new project named New Production Line Launch Project. Then I click on Next. I choose the features to include in my project, and after adding them, we notice that there are no tasks yet. To add a new task, I will first break down this project into phases. I click on Insert Task Name, and the first task, such as planning, is created. Next, I add implementation, training, and launch. Let me show you how to add new tasks in the system. After you type a task name and press the Enter key, the system will ask if you want to create another task. To stop this, you can just press the Escape key or click outside the input area. I can add a new task here. If I need to insert a task between existing ones, I right-click and select Add Task. Then, I choose to put it above, below, or as a subtask. For example, after training, I can add a new phase like testing. Once inserted, the latest phase shows up between phase 3 and phase 5. Launch, which was previously number 4, is now number 5. Similarly, I can add milestones to my project. To add one, I click here. For example, I want to create a milestone named Staff Certification Complete. This milestone will show that my team has acquired the necessary certifications to operate the project. I can easily reposition the milestone because new milestones or tasks appear at the bottom. By using drag and drop, when I see the highlighted border while hovering, I can place it as a subtask under another item, for example, as item number 3.1. A simpler method to add milestones is by using the right-click menu. I click on Add Milestone. Just like with tasks, I can place it above, below, or inside another task. I choose where I want it from my list, and the new milestone is added. In the task list, the numbers show how tasks are grouped together. If I want to add a detailed task under a main one, I choose Add Task as Subtask. For instance, under Vendor Selection, I can include a more specific task like contract negotiation and finalization. And now the subtask I wanted to add appears, clearly showing its position in the framework. Additionally, there is another method to add subtasks to a primary task. Let me show you an alternative example from a different project, since we already finished setting up our schedule here. Let's use the Payflow electronic payment integration project as our example. I'll show you how to add new subtasks, including example ones, within the implementation phase. Sure, I can just right-click and choose Add a Subtask, and the new subtask will show up right below. Or, if I go into the Details view of my main task, I'll find a list of subtasks there too, where I can handle them. Naturally, by clicking the left button, I can go to the details of my subtask. But if I wish to include a new subtask, I just click Add Subtask and give names to the new tasks. See, they show up right at the bottom of the list. Now, I will populate my schedule with the remaining planned tasks, and then we will adjust how the tasks are grouped. I've added several tasks and completed my schedule. It's useful to know that any part of the schedule can be changed to a different type. For example, the task First Production Run Completed sounds more like a milestone than a regular task. If I right-click on it, I can change this task into a milestone. You can also change a milestone back into a task using the same process. If I want to change a milestone, such as Final Project Plan Approval, into a regular task, I can do it with a simple click. Now that I have prepared the foundation of my schedule, let's explore how we can modify the structure by moving individual components within it. The simplest way to achieve this is to take hold of the task by the handle where you see the dots, then use drag and drop to place it in the desired position. For instance, if I wish to add a task to the implementation stage, I just drag it over. I can do this in two ways. If I click and drop it in this specific area, we can see that the test task will be placed under the implementation task. A moment ago, we noticed a highlighted frame appearing here. Let's take this task back, select it again, and the test task should be at the bottom. This way, when I move the task, a line shows the hierarchy level it will be placed. If I let go, the task appears there in the structure. Note that when moving the task, visual spacing changes. Moving it up slightly shifts the indentation right, showing another hierarchy level. If I move it down, the spacing changes to the left. This shows how we can assign a task to various levels within the work breakdown structure. If I move the task up, the guideline shortens. This shows the task will be under level 2.1. If I do this again and move it up, the task will change position. On the other hand, if I move it down, we see that when the indentation is more to the left, the task will become number 2.2, making it equal to the implementation phase at the same parent level. Another option, besides dragging and dropping using the handle, is to right-click on the task. Here, we find options to change the task's level. The first two choices, move up or move down, control the nesting level of the task within the work breakdown structure. If the test task is labeled as structure number 2.2 and I click move up, its number will change to 3. This happens because we are promoting it to a higher level independent task within the main project hierarchy. It's not nested at 2.2 anymore. If you click move down from here, you'd change its value, maybe to 2.5. You can also move the task within the same level. When you right-click, you'll see move above, which shifts the task up, like from 2.5 to 2.4. Similarly, we can adjust the task placement by lowering or raising it as needed. We can also do this action several times to shift a task multiple steps within the framework. One last feature that is especially handy when creating a timetable is the option to duplicate a task. For instance, we have a task named training that we want to copy. This is helpful when we require 2 distinct stages to train different departments. To create the 2 distinct training phases, we right-click the original task and choose Clone Task. We have the option to duplicate either only the individual task or the task together with all its associated subtasks. I will choose to duplicate the whole task with its subtasks. A copy of the task is created easily and placed right below the original. And that would be all when it comes to building the schedule structure. As we can see, the system offers several options for how we can work with this schedule. Therefore, I would like to encourage you to use this tutorial. Try creating schedules yourself. If you have any questions, write to our support. And as always, I encourage you to subscribe to this channel and like this video.